It just makes it even funnier because he'd be sitting there with his coffee going, oh, Patrio.
The only problem is he can hear us what we're saying, so it's like...
Oh, no.
Like, like, what do we say? I mean, he's more the the conversation hero, and we're just listening. Unless spoken to.
Yeah, we are good at being, you know, we're those call and answer singing they used to do, the chain gangs, and we are the answers. He's the caller.
No, we're the ones with the oars. He's with the drum.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Coxswain, there we are. He's a coxswain.
Meaning?
What?
That's the person at the front of the boat going, stroke, stroke, stroke.
See, and here I thought that guy is asking for help, you know? Not able to be put together a full sentence, begging for help.
No, he's trying to shout at the audience DIY instruction for looking after your pet cats.
Oh, right, makes sense.
I mean, obviously they need it because they'd be spending time watching people, paddle about on water instead of staying home petting their cats.
Agreed.
Or good dogs. Because every dog is good.
That. It's a special place in heaven for animal lovers. That's all I can say to that.
But it's catch-22. Because I'm not really much of a pet person, especially with my living arrangements, so I don't really have the facilities to look after a pet properly, so there's no point trying to do that. But, if I had the space and the situation for it, I'd love a big lazy dog.
Yeah, I'm living vicariously through other people's pets. I'm walking dogs for a few old folks in my community here. So I have 4 good boys and girls I see twice a day. And of course the cat of my parents. Since our dog is no longer with us. That bastard.
Yeah, I remember the old family's dog. If I had to describe him in one word, it would be Mad Lad.
Right.
Yeah, we had a Rhodesian Ridgeback cross with we don't know what, and there's some stories about that dog.
Ridgebacks, especially when they're puppies, are scatterbrained but also really intelligent.
And for those playing at home, it's like a bronze brownie sort of coat, short. They get the name from the ridge fur down their spine, and they were bred as a lion hunting dog.
Yeah. Yeah, when they bark or get scared, so
that reminds me of the Ricky Gervais sketch where God gives the jobs to all the animals.
Yeah. Remember that?
Sheep herding dog. Yeah, I am. Yeah, your job will be herding sheep. All right, nice. And cat. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, you'll be lazing around the house all day, catching a few mice. Nice. And Ridgeback? Yeah, here I am. Yeah, you'll be hunting lions. What? You'll be hunting lions? Why?
Yeah, we used to have one with me and my mate when we were flatting, and he got a Ridgeback and the thing was so scatterbrained, but yet it was puppy. It had the ability to escape. And we had like one of the fences we had was basically about 8 feet tall, and it managed to jump that. He ended up buying like a big long lead because we had a really big backyard, and he had it on the lead, and he would hook it up for the day because we went away. We both worked at the same place together, and he had it on the lead all day, and he managed to get off that. So eventually he bought this thing that he was told that it would the sort of hook thing for the collar to the lead, where it's supposed to be able to handle the pressure. Well, like the fishermen use it for something to help the sharks or something like that. Apparently it could handle whatever power the sharks have. It shouldn't break, and it still managed to break that. Unfortunately, we went away for work for a couple of weeks to another part of the country, and yeah, left it with another friend of ours who we also worked with, and he flattered with us to look after, and the dog escaped, got caught by the pound, and then put down.
Well, in the case of my family's Ridgeback, it would have been well over 12 years. It was towards his later days, actually. He's made a habit of getting out and about. We used to live in a farming wheat belt town near Geraldton, for those who know WA. And he ended up getting out for a week. We don't know how he got out of the yard, but okay, whatever. The parents were going to the surrounding areas around the town trying to work out where this dog's gotten to, and there's just kangaroo corpse, a couple of dead cockatoos. And we're like, okay, so this dog's obviously hunting for himself and looking after himself, but, you know, still no sign of where he's gotten himself to. And after about a week, we're thinking, oh, he must be lost to the world. And comes marching quite happily back through the front gate with a dead rooster in his mouth. This is embarrassing because the entire town is about 1.5 kilometres wide in total, and there was only one person in the entire town who had chickens, and only one rooster.
Had. I like it, he said had.
He ended up passing away because, what was it, moved to, well, what I call my hometown, up north, and we were worried about him eating some peacocks that were roaming around this farming block, so they had been chained up, and the snake got to him, unfortunately. But we reckon if he wasn't chained up, we would have taken the snake easy.
I watched a video on YouTube the other day. I don't know why, because it's not my type of video to watch. But cats taking on other animals, and there was cats like taking on a snake. There was a cat taking on, well, a lot of them with foxes, and ones with monkeys. Then I saw another one. I don't know why I ended up on it, I really don't, but I saw another one where the funny animal moments, and there's this, I'm kid you not, there was this clip, and all I could see like really long tall stalks walking down the road, and when I looked at it, it was actually a monkey on top, walking down the middle of the road, this busy road on stilts, not stalks, stilts. It was hilarious.
Who wants to take a guess how much overhang I got?
Too much for my
20 grand?
liking.
$20,000?
No, not in money, and I haven't sold it yet.
And leaders,
And
right?
leaders.
I don't know. What were you doing
I
again?
know. Oh,
Sugar beets.
2 trailers.
40,000 litres.
Hmm.
I was gonna
Take that and multiply it by 3.5.
Really?
Yep.
See, Smitter, every time, it's not me, but you notice he always comes up and lets you know how much overhang and how much, he denies and then rubs. Denies and rubs. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that.
Yeah.
He knows he's well in the lead. And then he tries to deflect it a little bit more by saying it's us that are trying to trying to make it like we're not, giving it false sense of security and all that. We know your game, Smitter. We're on to you, buddy. Well, I might as well do this. Why not? I'll take that one.
I'm just thinking to myself, well, I'm terribly sorry for the profanity, but this John Deere isn't bad. Ugh. Sorry, I gotta go for a shower.
Didn't you say you're going out for some fresh air or something, Patrio?
You kiss your mother with that mouse?
Mouse. That's what it sounded like. I know you said mouth, but because it cut out a little bit, it sounded like mouse.
Well, how else do you choose the menu options?
No, it is that way. I was going the right way. Oh, it's right there, right there in front of me. Is it too wide to get across this bridge? Looks like.
I was going to say, you got load on board, so you can't even fold the collectors up thinner.
You can't anyway, because it's cotton harvester.
Pretty sure they had the option to bring them together. Although I might be wrong, because I'm thinking, yeah, unfolded, it's, yeah, the top drops down, but
Yeah.
I could have sworn that the tines sort of came together.
No, it doesn't do it.
Must be thinking of a different type of harvester.
Alright. I know I've shot myself in the foot with this, but I'm hoping in the long run it might work out. Are you able to figure it out there? Oh, yeah, looking good. Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, right in front of you. It's not hard to figure out there. Now, am I in the John Deere? No. No. I am now. Actually, what I should do is I should send you back to the shop. Shop. And get rid of that. Now, you field 50 and go deliver this thing and get at least started. Yeah, driving a John Deere tractor, eh? Mind you, it wasn't out of choice, but hey. I can tell you this is not the only surprise. For those who know me know what I think about John Deere tractors. Not my favourite. I don't like any tractor you need a fire seat to drive. But this ain't going to be the only surprise, because I've got a plan. Once I get my farm, I've got a plan that's going to shock everyone that knows me as well.
He's going to use John Deere exclusively.
I'm just going to have to wait and see.
Or maybe he'll have that, remember that John Deere autonomous thing that's like just two little tracks and a nose?
No. I might do when I see it, but no, I don't remember.
Yeah, because you had the... It was definitely out for 19. You had the Case IH autonomous tractor, so it's literally just the entire body without a cab on top. Which looks a bit weird, but, you know, great if you're role-playing with AI drivers. I don't know if it's an actual thing or not, or whether someone just made a mod as a joke for it, but it's basically a John Deere engine with these little triangle crawler tracks and a 3-point hitch at the back. That's it.
Oh, this has got nothing to do with it, but for some reason it reminded me. And I thought I might get it too as a mod, but I found a mod with a little mower, like a normal house mower, lawnmower.
Lawn tractor or...
No, just a normal lawnmower.
Well, if I wanted to go extremely hardcore, what they should do is have a scythe, and then same as like first idea of a handheld bucket for stone picking and you know, carrying small goods, small wheelbarrow. So yeah, have a scythe. You have to like swing at the grass, step forward, swing again, just keep doing that for the entire field.
Well, for 17 there was a mod with an ox for the ploughing and a plough thing in the back you could get. But I reckon what they should do in this game, speaking of stones, is being able to hire, or someone do a mod, hire someone to get rid of the stone. You know how you can't get rid of the stones unless you're cultivated, which I think is ridiculous. If they're on the field after you harvest them and you can see them, surely you can pick them up. But, you know, what do I know? But the other thing too is I found, because I was doing my fields on the Stevie edit, that I had small stones, but my roller didn't work. And I don't know if it, well, maybe medium-sized stones, and the stone picker wasn't picking them up. But I reckon there should be a mod where you can contract someone to come along and hand pick them up, and you just pay. So you can get them off, and you don't have to wait until after cultivating. Because, yeah, I just don't understand. And I can't. Maybe someone who knows farming might be able to explain this, but I can't understand why you can't use a stone picker after you harvest your field and you see all the stones over the field. Why you can't do it then? Because it's like got a little mini plough thing on a bowl, looks at it, which helps dig up the stones and get some off. So why can it only do it when it's cultivated compared to after it's been harvested? I just don't understand that. So much so that I've driven past the spinnery. That's how much I don't understand it. The concept of driving and getting somewhere, obviously, is what I don't understand as well.
Well, you're forgetting one thing very important. You're not supposed to understand it. You're just supposed to accept it.
Oh, yeah, that still makes no sense, and I think there should be a mod for that as well. I'm sure someone will come out with that, but you need not just be able to clear the stones off, because there's a console command for that, but they need to implement the fact that you're paying for people to come along and handpick them or something, you know? Like they do, some farmers do in real life. They go in and they pick them up by hand with a bucket, like Patrio was saying before. You should, yeah, definitely, I think needs. Is that not the right place? Surely it doesn't need to go in this small split. The outset's a lot bigger. This one I just assumed they didn't put the thing on it.
I was going to say, because the small part would be where the, if you had the production chain purchase for the outputs, isn't it?
There we go. Contract and field 50 finished. 9% transported for field 39. No, it was that place. It's yeah. I wonder why they do that. I wonder why they have it in one place. Like, I mean, admittedly, that was gravel, and in the Alps it's concrete for the spinning. But they do have that small one there on the gravel. Oh, that's the other good thing about Stevie's edit. The latest update, he updated the map, like I said a couple of days ago. But he's added all the textures he uses, he's added into the landscaping, so it's really good. You get different types of gravel with a bit of grass, gravel with a bit of moss, dusty gravel. It's really good. And then we need it. I think we need more options on the landscaping, painting thing in this game. Obviously they got the textures here and it's reading it from the textures, but surely there's a way to do it. All right, let's have a recap. What is everyone up to? Who's got what in the bank? We'll just go with the bank. We pretty much know who's got fields and who's doesn't.
Are you talking about loans or are you talking about money?
Oh,
in
both.
Pocket?
Both. We'll do both.
Okay. Let me have a look.
My balance is currently negative $30,000.
Excellent. I mean, that's a shame.
Negative 30. Damn, dude.
Yeah, well,
Mine is at 17k.
I was gonna say I got 10k in cash and a 40k loan.
Oh, that's what you mean. Then my balance is...
Well, just do the amount and the loan, how much loan you got and how much money you currently got in the bank.
Yeah, I have 230 loan and 2.2 in the bank. I'm about to sell some produce though, so...
My balance is around 40k, but my loan's at 300. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Smitty, was that 17,000, 17 or 70?
No,
hear-
I am at 230k in the hole at the bank,
Yeah, but in the bank
and
itself.
and I have in my account a little over 3,000 now.
Oh, 3,000. Okay. No, I thought you said 17 or 70. I wasn't quite sure which one it was.
Yeah, I
before.
said 17, but then I paid back 3 installments of 5,000. So
All right, I've got 78,000 in the bank at the moment, and I've got a loan about 225, I think. Yeah, I'll check that. Yeah, 225,000. But I will be dropping that down, hopefully, before the night goes through, so I don't get charged the interest, which I tend to forget to do. I tend to go through the night and then take some off the loan instead of doing it the other way around, the smart way. Oh, that's really bad, JJ. That's really bad. So I should say, so just in case, I was actually making a statement. That's where I am. I'm inside the case. Told you it was bad.
Yeah, but you're not
that's
just
funny though.
been there for a while. Oh, yeah, that was the other joke I wanted to crack when I decided to save Frithgourd from the horrors of it all. Was it? Why did the cowboy purchase a dachshund?
No idea.
Black sound.
Because someone told him to get along, little doggy.
Wow.
I think wow is the word. I think it's the only option we've got, but I don't think it's quite the word. We have to invent a new one. Keep going. There it is. What not, waste not, as they say. I don't know who says it, but they do. I told you what I found out about tonsils, eh? Did I tell you guys about it?
No,
No? That's
don't
why
think you did.
I'm humming and hawing over whether or not to get my injection, not because of what I found out. Anyway, it turns out, because I still got my tonsils, and I always wondered why I didn't get colds or flus. If I did, I didn't get them as bad as other people. It turns out your tonsils actually have a purpose. And that purpose is they create antibodies.
Yeah, should probably explain why I don't get sick either. Haven't had my tonsils out.
I mean, I used to get tonsillitis, but when I first had that, which was last week, because my niece has tonsillitis, and my mum told me about it because the doctors told her that they actually found out what they do, because that's, you know, tonsils and appendix, which I also still have, is the two things that thought that they were pointless. So I'm wondering if maybe they work together, the tonsils and the other one, what's it called, appendix? Cause, yeah.
Oh, the
So-
appendix was supposed to have plant digestion or something like that.
Yeah, but I found that rather interesting. But I thought then, obviously you get tonsillitis, and I thought, well, maybe, just maybe, because you get given antibodies or antibiotics for tonsillitis, maybe you get tonsillitis because in your body you got something, some form of infection or something that requires the tonsils to create so much antibodies, and that's the reason why you get tonsillitis. And maybe doctors didn't realise this because they think, oh, tonsillitis, they didn't know what they did, so we're curing that, instead of actually it being a sign that your body's got some kind of really bad infection that the tonsils are taking care of. And then obviously you get antibiotics, which will take care of both, possibly. I just thought of that the other, you know. I thought, well, maybe, you never know.
Yeah, that actually makes sense if you think about it, because tonsillitis and stuff and fever and stuff like that is always a reaction of your body fighting something.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
The fever is never the illness itself. It's only a symptom.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Yeah, because why would your tonsils get something and require the very thing that they create? That the doctors give you, that the very thing that your tonsils create, you know?
Makes sense, yeah.
So, I'm wondering if I get the old COVID, that it's going to make a huge difference. Maybe those people that caught it and didn't have the symptoms and all that, maybe if they double check, they might have tonsils. You never know. Unless you check. Like you're saying that, I suppose the antibiotics really didn't do anything for it, did it? But then again, it could be a different type of antibody that tonsils make in comparison to, you know, it's naturally made than man-made, sort of. It's cultured, really, isn't it? Antibiotics is cultured, isn't it? Like penicillin, I think, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no idea. And again, sick enough to require medication. First world problems.
Yeah, I'm no doctor, obviously, because if I was, I wouldn't be doing this right now.
Well, you probably would be for the sake of relaxing after, you know, a hard day at work with all these people around. Apparently, poor medical professionals are getting a bit slammed lately.
Yeah, I think if I was a doctor, I wouldn't do this, because if people found out you're a doctor, you'll get a whole bunch of people in chat asking you questions and then telling you what about with the internet thing. Then again, you might as well do that, chat, because the amount of times I've out-diagnosed doctors is ridiculous. I go and pay them for me to tell them that they're wrong and I think I've got this, and then for them to go and confirm that I was right, which has happened 4 times in my life. Including one time where the doctor's diagnosis was so wrong it almost killed me. It was only because I figured out what I had.
Yeah, that's the thing with doctors, though, right? They always have a specialty, so they're always going to find an illness related to that specialty, even if they practice as a GP. If you have a doctor that has intestinal stuff, you're going to find always something wrong with your intestines. If you have one that is cardiac system, it's always going to be with something with a cardiac system.
I don't know. I don't know if it works like that here. I think with general practice, they're only allowed to do general practice because that's what they studied, so they cover everything, and they've got to have that knowledge.
Yeah, that's true, but they had to do their doctorate on a special subject, you know? The MD.
Yeah.
I don't
say they're educated in a certain field.
Yeah, I don't know if that is the case here. I think general practice is just what they do, and that's all they're allowed to do. I think even if someone did have a specialised thing and another thing, they would still have to have a GP licence, which they wouldn't have, which I'll have to do the actual course for that, which is a course on its own. I know in some countries are like that, but I don't think, I'm not sure if it's here. Then again, one of my doctors is, well, she is from America though. She has a degree in psychology as well. That was her background. But our original family doctor was really, really good. You know, a good Irish guy. He was fantastic. He was different to other doctors. And really, really good. And then unfortunately, he retired. He was really good. I mean, when he died, his funeral was just full of ex-patients and stuff. It was massive. There were so many people there. So it's a testament to how good he was. But after that, they just went downhill. Really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know why. But I had a good one when I first came here too, but then again, they were all the old doctors. The new doctors are a bit different, I think.
Yeah, I got the opposite problem. You start up a job and all of a sudden, what's your next of kin, you know, your preferred medical professional, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, I don't have a preferred medical professional. Really? What doctor do you need to see? I don't. Yeah, which is causing me havoc because to get my certification of vaccination, you need to link up one government service with another. But because I don't use the second one for probably over 10 years ago when I was having issue with my eyesight, that second department basically doesn't think I exist apart from somehow having a card with my name on it. So I've got to go talk to the government department after the stream today, spend an hour and a half to explain that yes, I do exist, this is my card, now please make it fit. Because one hand doesn't talk to the other.
Does it ever?
Yeah, all our medical history is available to our doctors, no matter who we go to, because they count for that and they diagnose your history, everything.
Yeah, so same for us, the medical professionals have access to your medical history, but they also consolidate it into an online record that the patient can access for themselves, except that's tied into that second service that I don't use so often that, again, I can't even log into it. It's like, okay, to get into this, just punch in your Medicare details. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Can't use the Medicare stuff. Well, I think the one that really gets me is the first government department where everything's centralised, so it all branches off that, you know, you need an account for this, you need an account for that, you need to register for this, and it all just ties back into this one central point. That one central point has my first name as Patrio Sven, and then my surname is Graysmark, actual name redacted. Instead of first name Patrio, middle name Sven. So I'm thinking that's what's the problem with the Medicare is they look at it and go, well, no, you're supposed to be PSG, not PG.
Well, one look at you and you know you're not PG, so...
Actually, no, I don't have an argument for that. I was going to make some sort of quip. I'm like, no, I am Aussie. I can't argue against that.
Yeah, I have no clue what you're talking about with government departments, man. At all.
Yeah, well...
With the medical stuff?
Nationwide, the naming is so terrible too, because we have MyGov, which is your central government thing. We have MyGov ID, which is 100 points ID, proof of identification for security purposes, signing into other government branches and sites. We have the, what is it? MyGov service, or My Service, something, whatever it is, for doing your COVID visitation check-ins. So when you go to a business and sign yourself in to say